Hey, Adam Hoeksema here. So I spent 12 years as the executive director of an SBA loan organization called Bankable. We made over 1,500 SBA loans during my time there. And today I own a company called Projection Hub, where we help people create financial projections, business plans, and ultimately get prepared for applying for an SBA loan. And so today I'm going to be talking about how to find out what your SBSS score is. So if you've been down the SBA rabbit hole and you've heard a lender talk about this mysterious kind of business credit score called your SBSS score, I'm going to answer questions about what that is, how to find it. I'm actually going to show you my SPSS score. So getting a little vulnerable here, but I don't really have another way to show you how to find it without just creating an account myself. So I created an account and I'm going to show you that. So the first thing I want to do though is just kind of outline what is this score. So it stands for FICO Small Business Scoring Service, SBSS score, and a numerical value from 0 to 300. And, the way that it's calculated here, it's going to be calculated based on a lot of your business owner's personal credit score, and the business's cash flow and revenue, how long you've been in business, whether there's any outstanding liens against the business or public records, with things like bankruptcy filings and so on. So most SBA lenders are going to want your score to be in the 160 to 180 range minimum. The SBA technically requires a minimum score of 155 for an SBA 7A loan. So you can keep that in mind, but you realize that you're probably going to need a score in the 160 to 180 minimum for most lenders to want to work with you. All right, so let me show you how you can find this score. All right, so let me show you how you can find this score. And what you're going to want to do is sign up for an account with nav.com. So it's nav.com. This is kind of like a Credit Karma type website for your business credit score. And so let me show you. I went ahead and I signed up for an account. I actually signed up like a month ago, and it actually took a little while for all the data to kind of pull in and populate. So I was a little bit frustrated. I will say that, when I first signed up, it didn't immediately give me my SPSS score, or it was hard to find. So just keep that in mind. But it seemed like after a day or two of kind of all the data sources, I think, pulling in, it then did produce the SPSS score. And I'm sure you could reach out to customer service at NAV if you are having any trouble locating that. But let me just show you in my account what that looks like. Okay, so here's my nav.com account, and I'm on the business credit health here. So I'm on the credit health tab and business tab. And what you're going to find right down here is your FICO SPSS score. So this is what the lender is going to be looking at. And, you'll want to be, of course, in the kind of this area. I think this little section here is kind of the no man's land, like maybe you qualify, maybe you don't. And, I will say that the data that they're pulling, I'm not exactly sure where they're getting all of that, and it's not 100% accurate. So this looks correct. Been in business for 12 years, 7 months. That sounds about right. Annual revenue here, 73,000. That's just not true at all. We generate more revenue than that, thankfully. So that's just not right at all. Trade lines. So trade lines are a thing that you could get with your business. You could have specific trade lines with other vendors where they're actually reporting on your payment history. And, I don't actually know that a lot of businesses are going to have any trade lines. We don't have any trade lines. And so that's just probably going to be pretty common for that to be 0. Now, I think if you could get a trade line, that could be beneficial to your score. And then again, I don't really know where they're coming up with our business credit. The personal credit, I think your personal credit score is going to be a big factor here. So personal credit score and then the time in business, I think, are probably the big things that are helping our particular score. But you will notice that it has changed over time, even here, just in the, little time that I've had this account. It does seem like maybe as more information is being pulled in over time, that the score, the SBSS score, has been kind of updating and improving. So that's just something to keep in mind. But this is what you're going to want to do. Now, NAV is not free, so you would probably have to pay for at least 1 month. I believe I'm paying $59 a month, so you'd probably have to pay for at least a month to be able to get your score. I also think when I checked out, if I remember correctly, there was a question that asked if I wanted to get the SBSS score as well. So there was kind of maybe it was like $39 a month level that didn't include the SPSS score, and I wanted that, so I had to upgrade. I think it was maybe an additional $20 a month. But again, if you're only doing it for a month or two to get that initial score and just kind of understand where you stand and your eligibility for an SBA loan, then I think that's probably a good way to spend $60 and kind of get that insight. So I hope that's been helpful. If you have questions, or if you have an SBA loan that you are hoping to apply for and you would like our feedback on your situation, we're going to put a link to a form in the description of the video below for a free SBA review. So you can fill that form out. It'll give us a little bit of information on you and your business, and then we'll review that and give you some feedback and tell you how we might be able to help you, or give you some advice based on our experience as SBA lender. So hope that's been helpful. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to support@projectionhub.com. Thanks.